Hey everyone, Chad the Dad here. I'm the owner of Flow State Jiu Jitsu and I'm an ex-martial athlete. And one of the things I wanted to talk about is how to get prepared for Jiu Jitsu. So let's say you've never done Jiu Jitsu before and you're thinking about getting involved. One of the biggest questions I got when I opened my gym, when I got new people, is like, how should I get in shape for Jiu Jitsu? I want to get stronger before I start. I want to get more flexible. What should I do? And I have an answer that I don't think you guys are gonna like. But let's go ahead and break it up into two parts. First, let's talk about getting your body ready for jiu-jitsu. And I really think that the only answer to that question is you can't. Unless you're a freak athlete, it doesn't really matter what background you have when you come into jiu-jitsu, you're going to be out of shape for jiu-jitsu. I've had so many wrestlers come in, I've had so many people who had backgrounds in judo, and when they came in, it was just a different type of endurance because the way you're using muscles that you've never used before, that everyone gets exhausted, everyone feels out of shape. And I really don't think there's a way to get physically prepared for something so crazy unique like jiu-jitsu. Well, I think the best way to get ready for jiu-jitsu is to do jiu-jitsu, because if you spend a bunch of time getting stronger or building up endurance and then you come to do jiu-jitsu, you're still gonna have an issue with your endurance. You're still not gonna be able to use your strength. It's just not gonna happen. People who know what they're doing in the sport know how to take advantage of your strength. They know how to exploit your endurance. They know how to do all the things that make that non-effective. So it may be an unpopular opinion. However, I strongly believe that the best way to get started with jiu-jitsu or get prepared for jiu-jitsu is to start grappling. Now let's talk about getting your mind ready for jiu-jitsu. So that's a whole different topic. Getting your mind ready for jiu-jitsu is something I believe you can do to prepare yourself to start training jiu-jitsu. And it's because getting control of your mind is the beginning of a martial art. And that's kind of a reoccurring motif in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or any martial art, is being calm, learning how to relax. When you get put into these positions, you're gonna go to panic mode, and that's gonna cause your heart to race. It's gonna cause your muscles to need more oxygen, so you're gonna breathe faster. That's gonna cause panic, and it's this feedback loop that's just gonna make everything worse. So what we need to do is we need to get our minds calm. When we get into these dangerous positions, we need to learn how to not go to our fight or flight. We need to learn how to relax, and we need to find the most efficient way to get out of that position or get to a better position. And that's where technique comes in. So it's all about focusing on technique and focusing on staying calm. First, we need to wrangle our minds. Our minds are like wild animals. And when we get into a martial art, it's very difficult to get them lassoed up and to get them calm and tame. And then once you tame it, it's even more difficult to domesticate your mind and make sure it obeys you and starts working for you. And then once you get your mind domesticated, then you get it working for you in every way, shape, or form, then you can kind of turn off the mind. And once you go through that entire journey, which is probably why most people get addicted to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because even though it looks more like a physical attribute, it's more of a mental journey than anything. And it's that whole experience of what are you doing with your mind while you're rolling? And it applies to things that are outside of sports, like controlling and domesticating your mind is something you can apply in the workplace. It's something you can apply being a father or mother, or you name it, wherever this might apply to you. And one thing you can do to prepare your mind before you go into jiu-jitsu is, remember, work on that ego. Realize that you're going to lose more times than you can count. You're probably going to be the worst person in the room for a while, and that's okay. Be okay with being the one who doesn't know. Be okay with being the fool. Be okay with the one who's always asking questions. That's how you're gonna grow. And if you are too nervous to be the person to not know what's going on, then the sport might not be for you. What we want you to do is we want you to be uncomfortable, because the more you put yourself in those uncomfortable situations, the more you're going to grow. The only way to get good at anything is start off being bad at it and go through the struggle. And that's what I think a lot of people want, is they want to develop something that they can take into old age. And jiu-jitsu can be one of those things for you. But the hardest part is the beginning, getting through those beginning steps of getting beat up and being in uncomfortable positions and having an ego. And this is where you can take steps to prepare yourself mentally, just to know that all these things are going to happen to you, and calming your mind is going to be the biggest thing that's going to help you in your jiu-jitsu journey. And we see that in like reoccurring things in like martial arts movies and from martial artists. Like I remember in The Last Samurai, he tells Tom Cruise, he says, too many minds meaning like you're using too much of your mind. It's too much. Bruce Lee, which I'm a big fan of, is he talks about emptying your mind. And if you look up a lot of martial arts things, or Taoism or Stoicism, a lot of those things is wrangling that mind, controlling, domesticating your emotions. You can see the people who are usually calmer grapplers, the people who are smooth, it's probably a reflection of what's going on inside their head. They're usually calmer. And the people who are crazy and look like animals and trying to use their body to win rather than technique to win, those people are probably having wars inside of their mind while they're grappling. And so that's what I want you to focus on. When you go into that gym, I want you to be mentally prepared for what comes next. So I know you may have been in search for an answer of like, what workout regimen should I do? Like, when do I know I'm physically ready to go into a gym? And the answer is you're just not ready. The only thing that really gets you ready for grappling is grappling. Now, there's a caveat. There are some solo drills that are out there, like things you can do on your own that kind of like increases your technique, just like shrimping movements or rolls or just things to help you kind of work on coordination. Now, I don't think that's getting your body physically ready for jiu-jitsu. I attribute that to getting your brain ready for jiu-jitsu, because what you're doing is when you go train jiu-jitsu for the first time, your brain kind of knows, okay, this is what I can do in this situation. And one of the things that sends you into the fight or flight, into the panic, is because you don't know what to do. You get put in a position and you're like, I don't know what to do. I've never been here before. This is crazy. And when you do these solo drills, I think they can be really effective. If you ever look up on YouTube, and I'm going to make some of these videos later, you can look up Brazilian Jiu Jitsu solo drills, and you can even look up Jiu-Jitsu solo drills for beginners, and you'll find a lot of good things there. But all that's doing is showing you positions, techniques, and movements that will assist you in those positions. It's not like these solo drills are going to get you into shape. No, it's not like these solo drills are going to make you stronger. I guess they could, but the purpose of these is to build that muscle memory, so when you get put into a position that you don't know what to do, now you have a tool, and that calms you down. Having a tool for every scenario in jiu-jitsu is what calms you down, and that's why more experienced grapplers tend to be calmer, because the likelihood of you putting them in something or some position that they've never seen before is way low, because they've been exposed to it before. So that being said, let's go ahead and get our minds ready for jiu-jitsu. We can look up some solo drills that you can do, but besides that, just get your butt in the gym and go have fun, and just know that everybody's been there. Everybody's been new. Everybody has had the questions. Everyone's gotten beat up. So you can go through the kind of initiation that everybody else went through, but everybody in the jiu-jitsu world is usually very understanding. They're usually very open to teaching, helping out, because they want to show what they have learned, but also they are compassionate because they've been through the same thing as you. Please, please, please go gym shopping. Go find the gym that's right for you, the one that's gonna fit your personality and culture. Okay, one last thing I want to do is to prepare you about hygiene, right? We're gonna be on these mats. These mats are famous for collecting ringworm and staph infection, so make sure you're washing your body, make sure you're washing your gis. One place I go to for all my stuff is XMartial. XMartial. It's a one-stop shop for all your best fight and combat gear, and even it's got like street gear, but you can see I'm rocking it right now, XMartial. You really want to try to wear something new and different each time you go into the gym, or else you could start transferring around diseases like staph and ringworm. And by wearing a new clean rash guard each time we come into the gym, we can prevent the spread of disease. Plus, the last thing you want to do is miss class because you don't have any clean gear. So make sure you get enough to cycle through. Plus, if you're cool enough, you can start rocking your personality through your rash guards, because you don't have a personality like some people I know. Plus, we could always look spiffy each time we come into the gym. But in the end, just make sure you're having fun with it. Make sure you're having a good time. It's gonna be rough, it's gonna suck. You're gonna be pushed to your limits, but at the same time, that's part of the journey. That's what makes it so fun. Hey guys, go check out my other social media platforms, mainly Instagram. I'm gonna put everything in the link. XMartial is awesome. Make sure you go check out their awesome rash guards, their streetwear, their fight gear. I'm gonna put all the links in the description. So I'll see you guys out there.